Okay, welcome back everybody to my YouTube channel. So today this is a fascinating interview. I am speaking today to an incredible entrepreneur, somebody who is very, very invested in home-based business. And today we are very privileged to get some real insights into the power of having a home-based business. And so today we are talking to a man, a Canadian man, Trevor D'Silva, and he has been an awesome mentor and leader to me personally and to hundreds, if not thousands of other people as well. So I was really looking for some guidance and a leader, and I believe in the power of the universe, and when you ask, you do receive. And I certainly was looking for the support that Trevor has given to me in my journey online. And so today we're going to be speaking to Trevor and getting some of his insights too. So hello, Trevor. If you'd like to just introduce yourself a little bit and tell us a bit about, your journey to where you are today. Let's start with that, I think. Hi, Trevor.
Hey, Natalie, thank you for having me. It's so always great to see you, and you're just an amazing person. So yes, thank you again, and thank you for everything that you've achieved and done in your journey alongside with me. And I think that gives me total gratification. And I wish to say thank you for trusting and believing me. So that's the first thing. Thank you. Well, I think Natalie, I mean, yeah, thank you for those great words and talking about me being an entrepreneur and coaching and mentoring all kinds of people through my journey. And that's a blessing, I would think. And the only reason that happened is because somebody reached out and gave me a helping hand and showed me something that I did not understand or know. I mean, just getting back to my roots, I'm just nobody special. I'm just an average person. I was born and raised in India, just so you know. And my mom and dad were average employees. They were never business owners, and they worked really hard, just like every parent does, to do best for their kids and stuff, and to do what's right for their children. And I have another brother, and because of my passion for the hospitality industry in the early days of my life, I was always a people's kind of person. And my parents decided that we want to start a little kind of a restaurant or a resort, because I come from the coast in India, which is Goa. I was born and raised in Bombay, though. That they actually sent me for my education, and they spent a lot of money in their savings for my education in Europe, and that's what I did. My hospitality degree to go. Their philosophy was to go and get a good education and go and get a great job and live ever happily after. And so I did, and well, it was a great experience to be there in a new country and study. And then I worked in Europe for a couple of years, and then I immigrated to Canada. And that's very important to understand that I'm not really, I'm just an immigrant in this country. And when I decided to come to Canada, I had big dreams and big goals and big ambitions, because not that my home country, India, is any bad. No, it's just that I just want to be by myself, and I just want to prove to myself that anything is possible if I really have the right attitude and the willingness, right? And so I did. So I immigrated with my wife to Canada, and we got married then. So just me and my wife came to this brand new country called Canada for a better life and start our journey as a married couple. And when I came to Canada, I got a great job in my professional career, the hospitality industry. I used to manage a private golf club in Toronto. So I was fortunate that I was the right time, right place, got a good job. And it was a big operation, and it was pretty challenging for me. But I was educated enough. I had the experience, and it was literally a $15 million a year operation that I was kind of treating it like my own. I had to perform at my job, my job. And that was my journey, starting off life as a family man. And of course, we got Amanda. We had our daughter the next year after coming to Canada. Amanda was born, and my wife literally had to stay at home because my daughter was born anaphylactic. So Christine and me had no choice in being alone in this country, no family support. We could not literally keep Amanda anywhere because of her anaphylaxis. That Christine literally stayed at home for 7 years. Although Christine is graduated and done a master's in teaching. So she was professionally qualified, but he had no choice.
Yeah.
And then I was the breadwinner. I had to go to work to make ends meet and the starting of life.
Yeah.
So that was my journey where while at the golf club, we all have dreams and aspirations in life, right? I mean, we all want to do better. And while at the golf club, I saw these members golfing every day. Well, I used to go to work every day, of course. And I just knew that there had to be a better way to life.
Mm.
And one day it was accidentally because they're all members of the golf club, kind of you got to know them, on a personal basis. I asked one of the members, I said, James, what do you do? You drive these fancy cars, you're at the golf course every day. He was a young, middle-aged guy. And I said, ancestral wealth does not last that long. So there is something that you do to be here living on the golf course. I said, tell me. I'm very curious. And he said, Trevor, he says, doing what you're doing today, I mean, me, he says, there's only one of you. There's only one Trevor. If you don't go to work, you don't get paid. If you get sick, injured, and you cannot perform your daily duties as the director of the golf club, what happens to your income? And I said, insurance, maybe. I didn't know any better. And he says, no, he says, that doesn't last for too long. He says, what I do literally is I teach people to do what I do. And I clone myself, basically, in essence. So he says, while I'm here at the golf course, I've just duplicated and cloned myself. So there is 1,000 James around the world doing what I do. So I firstly earn 1,000 times more, and I can do what I want, where I want, because I just duplicated myself. Mm. But he said, most professions, there's only one of you. It's like a doctor. The doctor doesn't go to work or perform the operation. What happens to his income? And I said, oh, that's interesting. So I said, so tell me more. Of course, I'm curious. And what do you do? I was so excited. I said, oh my God, that sounds brilliant. I said, tell me how I can duplicate myself. And he said, Trevor, have you heard of the network marketing industry? And he says, that's what I do. And I said, really? I said, oh, what is that? I had no idea. And he says, imagine you could get paid working together as in a team, 1% of 100 people's efforts rather than 100% of your own efforts. So I said, okay, I understand that philosophy. Great. He introduced me to the network marketing industry in 1997. And it was in the financial services industry. So it was, helping people to manage their money, which I thought was very interesting.
Yeah.
And being an immigrant myself, I want to take care of my finances too. So education, and I got licensed, and I went to the certification program. And although with a busy lifestyle, I just thought it was a great opportunity for me to get into that field of financial services using the network marketing industry. I understood the concept of leverage, which is very similar to what I did at the golf club. Think about it. I mean, I was the director of the golf club, but I had people that worked for me. And together as a team, we achieved our goals with our financial year in productivity or profitability for the golf club. So it was a team effort any which way. So I was a people's person. So I like people. So it was a great fit for me. I used to work long hours. While you're working a job and had that responsibility, I was, those days we had the pagers those days, I'm talking 1995.
Yeah.
And that pager would always buzz because people needed me even while I was off. And I was tired of that lifestyle, being on call all the time.
Right.
And it wasn't my business. It was like job, just to being a boss. And I was accountable because I needed my wages, my salary. It was at home. And just starting off life. And so it was interesting that I told Christine that I had to sacrifice a little bit of our time. So my mentor told me, he said, Trevor, you work 5 days a week. On your 2 days off, if you give me some time, I can help you part-time. I said, well, told Christine, my wife, I said, sure. So 1 day a week off, I would work along with James and see where this goes. And I want to do something better. That's why we came to Canada. So that's how my journey started in my introduction to network, this team building industry. I was just blessed. And that's the That's the truth. I mean, that's how it all started.
Yeah.
1997. Yeah.
97. Amazing.
Yeah.
And obviously, I know you very well. So if you could maybe tell the viewers as well what kind of successes you've had, and let's put it in perspective for people that are watching. What is the power of having a home-based business? I know you've touched on the fact of leverage and duplication of yourself, but let's talk about that a bit more. So yeah, how would you describe that?
I mean, it's funny you asked, Natalie, but it's it sounded great, right? And it's easier said than done. We all know that saying, right? And that statement. So what really happened was I started working part-time, and I learned the concept of, finding talent, right? That's what we do. It's called recruiting, but it's literally finding talent to work alongside with you to build a team. And that's what I did for our living. I mean, I still hire staff at the golf club based on talent. So everybody's recruiting, whether it's me at the golf club, I was recruiting, whether it's the NFL, NHL, any soccer club, any corporation is always looking for talent. So James told me, he said, Trevor, you're looking for talent to work alongside with you. And I did. I learned the art of finding talent, right? And because I knew everybody's looking for extra income and everybody wants tax savings, that was very important to me because I used to earn decent income, but the more I earned, the more taxes I paid Revenue Canada. And then my tax accountant told me, he said, Trevor, if you have a little business like I did start, he says, now you can avail of tax benefits. And I said, oh, wow. So that's extra income in my household. So, people don't understand that when you have a little business on the side, and that's what I learned and I got to know that my tax accountant said, Trevor, now that you have a little business in the financial industry, he says, now you can write off taxes. So that's going to offset your full-time income. And I said, wow, amazing. So then I started telling and talking to people about it. And I said, hey, there's an opportunity for you too, to work part-time, avail of tax benefits, and don't stop your full-time income. You know what I mean? Don't stop your job. So I recruited a lot of people.
Okay.
And I started building a team. But guess what? I reached a roadblock in that sector because I realized that not everybody could buy and sell financial products like insurance and investments. As a matter of fact, those days, it was hard for me, myself, to have an extra $100 kept aside to invest.
Right.
And people were in the same boat. We're talking about like 1997, those days, things were, I don't know, but I was new in the country. But I realized that I had to convince people that they're going to die one day and they needed insurance to protect their family. I'm like, people are not thinking about dying one day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's funny that 2.5 years later, I dismounted. Not that I gave up. I just told James, I said, James, I totally understand and I love this concept of leverage and this industry, but man, I don't think that this financial vehicle of success to achieve my goals is the right vehicle. I said, because if I built a team, I have a team, but I said, if nobody buys and sells financial products every month, I really don't get paid. Leverage.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? Because it was for a niche market.
Okay.
But it was also because when you do financial services, sorry, I'm elaborating about this, but it's pretty interesting for people to understand that the financial industry was only for Ontario, the province of Ontario. I was licensed to offer financial product only in this province, so I didn't have a market share. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So I dismounted and I said, and he told me, he was very gracious as a mentor and leader. And he said, Trevor, he says, as long as you understand the industry, don't give up. Find your vehicle. He says, it's okay. You dismounted from our vehicle, the financial sector. And that's okay. But he says, at least I was very grateful that I was literally given an opportunity to understand the concept of leverage and duplication and earning 1% of 100 people's efforts. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
That was a great experience. It was a learning experience for me.
Mm-hmm.
So that was when I really paid attention and I kept my eyes and ears open to another vehicle that would kind of resonate with me.
Absolutely. And so obviously you found one, you found another vehicle that helped you. And for the viewers here today, do you want to just maybe just give us a little recap of how that went for you? Because I feel like that's where your true success happened, right?
You got it right. And it's funny that, like you said in your introduction, that be careful what you wish for.
Mhm.
The universe delivers, right? And it's very powerful, the subconscious mind.
For sure.
And along my journey in the hospitality industry, while I was at the golf club, I did a lot of personal development, and the members and the board of directors were very supportive in my professional and personal development, because your mindset was very important. So I was just blessed. So because of the tax savings, Natalie, although I stepped away from that vehicle of the financial industries, I always dabbled with a part-time. And that time around, I'm talking like 98, about 2000s, the online world started booming. The online, make money online, boom, was I think at that time, every 8 seconds, somebody around the world started a home-based business online.
Wow.
8 seconds.
Really?
And yeah. And I got involved in the online space. As a matter of fact, I had to learn a new skill of online marketing with autoresponders and all that stuff. But I wanted that because I could show it as a home-based business, so I could write off taxes.
Right.
You understand? So the tax savings was my focus then, but I had a little thing, and it was a new skill that I learned. So what I did was I learned an online marketing kind of businesses. I actually had like 3 online little businesses going, but I could write off taxes. That was the advantage, right? And then in 2008, while I was online one day, somebody reached out to me and said, "Hey, Trevor, do you know anybody who would like to save money on a cell phone bill?" And I replied, and I said, "Yes, everybody wants to save money on a cell phone bill." He says, "Well, do you know anybody who wants to make money when you offer a saving to people on a cell phone bill?" And I said, "Yes." And we spoke. And he said, "Trevor, if I can show you a way to save money and make money on a cell phone bill and internet bill, online internet, would you be interested to learn how?" And I said, "Of course." He said, "Do you know anybody that uses an essential service like a cell phone or use the internet?" And I said, "The whole world."
Yeah.
I mean, it was like an easy conversation for this incredible young lady. And I said, "Show me how." And she introduced me to this company that was involved in the reselling of essential services because of deregulation around the world in the cell phone, home phone, internet, electricity, gas industry. The deregulation took place where I got to educate myself that governments around the world signed treaties with the World Trade Organization to deregulate their monopolies. So like in the UK, there was British Telecom that had the monopoly for home phones.
Yeah.
In Canada, it was Bell Canada. But they all signed with the World Trade Organization, so they started having resellers like the Virgins, right? In the UK.
Yeah.
So
T-Mobile.
Richard Branson got the Virgil. So now there was competition for the average person, where resellers came about in these countries, like 80 countries around the world. So I thought that was pretty interesting because I'm not convincing people to use a phone. They already use a phone.
Yeah.
If I can show people and educate people that they can save money with a reseller for cell phones, I thought this is why not?
Yeah. Sounds quite easy.
Yeah, it was simple, a conversation. So I got involved in that company, and I literally saved money on my own cell phone and essential bills. And now because I'm in business, I can write them off because my cell phone is from my own store. And now it becomes a demo for my business. So my entire bill becomes a cell phone write-off.
Right.
My home becomes a write-off. My electricity, gas, my cell phone, my internet, my home phone those days, they all became a tax write-off. And I said, OMG.
Yeah, nice.
And then my mentor asked me, he said, "Trevor, I met a great mentor," because for me, mentorship is very, very important. Very important. I mean, you could be the best soccer player in the world, but if you're playing the wrong team with the wrong coach, you ain't going to win the game, right? So I knew that, okay? So the mentor that met me through that company, he gave me a roadmap, and he said, "Trevor, all you got to tell is a few people about this concept that you were introduced to. Are you excited? And I said, of course I am.
Yeah.
He said, I did. I told a few people, and then they told a few people, and so on and so forth, because everybody's paying the bills every month anyway. Everybody's on the expense side. So we were just showing people that move from the expense to the revenue and get a tax write-off. How could anybody say no?
Yeah.
You understand? So it was so incredible that my mentor gave me a game plan, because I told him, I said, listen, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired working my job. I want to spend more time with my family. I told him my why, and he designed a game plan for me. He gave me a 90-day game plan. And guess what? I achieved my goal in 90 days. I was able to tell my wife, Christine, I said, I'm going to go all in.
Okay.
It replaced my full-time income in those 90 days. So every month, if I earned an X dollar income, I was literally doubled my income for my full-time job. And I told my wife, Christina, so we're going to sacrifice a little bit. Let me go. I found my vehicle. Please trust me. And I got to work. I quit my six-figure income job. I fired my boss, as I like to say. And my boss asked me where I was going. And I said, no, I'm going to work for myself and my family. And I got started. I went all in 2009. And yes, in 2.5 years, I reached the second highest position in the company. And it's not to impress you that I say this, but it is more to impress upon you that firstly, I had the right coach, the right mentor. I had the right vehicle. I was already understanding and knew about leadership and coaching and mindset and personal development. I did that along the way. And I just achieved my goal. Why? Because my why to achieve my goal was so strong that I had no choice. I made it like saying I have no choice. I just quit my six-figure income job.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, yeah.
It's like oxygen, Natalie. You know, if you really are struggling to breathe and you really need oxygen, that's how bad. And if your why is that strong, and that my why was, I literally went out and shared my gift, you know, transforming the expense to revenue. I had a gift that people did not know.
Yeah.
And I went around the world in 18 countries. And I used to coach and train people because I was just an average person. I was an immigrant. And I used to tell people, if I can do this, you can do this too.
So yeah, I love your story. I think it's just so fascinating, and the fact that you do really reiterate that it's your why. Your why needs to be strong, but importantly, your vehicle needs to be correct. And there are so many network marketing companies and businesses out there today. You have a lot of options, right? There are so many to choose from. And lots of them are doing very, very well. But the industry as a whole has a certain reputation. And I know, because I know you, but I would love for you to talk about the fact that this industry, it is important to pick the right vehicle. And you've been very selective. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, you're absolutely right, because I mean, we all know where we want to go in life, right? I mean, I don't think there's anybody in this world as human beings. We all have our goals and we all have our dreams. But like I said, the vehicle is very important. And the vehicle is not just for you. The vehicle is for the masses. Is it duplicatable, what you do? That's the key. I mean, I could be a doctor and make $250,000 a year, but there's only one doctor.
Yeah.
You remember the concept, the initial introduction to the industry was find something that is duplicatable. That's the key. That's when you have time and money freedom, right?
Okay.
And that's when you can coach and mentor people if it is simple and duplicatable. You get me? And doable. So the network marketing industry, along my journey, I got introduced to every single company in network marketing there. Trust me. But the challenge was I have firstly never been in sales. Like I told you my story. I've never sold anything in my life.
Yeah.
And then when I was approached to go and sell products and all these kind of things, because both the companies that I was offering I was selling the financial services, but I was more educating people about planning your life. That's what I was educating people in the financial world. In the essential industry, I was not selling them cell phones. They were already using a cell phone. I was just educating them to move from from the expense side to the revenue side and get a tax write-off. That's what I was educating them about, right? So I literally was never in the selling business. I was never a salesman. So when I got introduced to the industry of network marketing and I saw all these products and like, don't get me wrong, it's an incredible industry, right? If you really understand the concept of leverage, right? But the products, I realized that, oh, why would I spend 10x on a washing soap, sorry, when I can get it for a lot cheaper at a Walmart or one of those stores that I can buy one and get one free, or one at half price. So it was so hard, and they were based on selling product. Like their entire business model was on volume of sales.
Yeah.
So I realized that I had to sell and I had to teach everybody else to sell. And if nobody buys and nobody sells, there is no trailer or residual or passive income for me.
Yeah.
The second thing that I realized and learned was there's two differences between there was a big difference between passive income and residual income. Now, I got the taste of residual because it was a cell phone. I didn't have to remind people to pay their cell phone bills. Once they switched over to our company as a reseller, every month they paid the bill, you got paid. You understand? So it was literally doing the job one time, getting paid over and over and over again, like a songwriter actor, right? So it's true residual or royalty. But in the product selling companies, everybody's got to buy and sell every month. And I said, man, that's hard.
Yeah.
And the prices are like 10x. Man, it's tough. But I knew that those product-based companies, there are some amazing companies, amazing products too. But in today's economy, including in the early 2000s, especially in the 2008, when I was really, really looking, people were not caring much about the ingredients in a product. They were more conscious about pricing. And today, in today's economy, people are even more conscious about pricing than ever before.
We have to be.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because times are tough, not just today. Times were tough always. So I just understood that, man, I could not go out and market and sell these overpriced products. And I couldn't convince my friends and family to do the same, or people that I talked to and built a team with. It was hard. It was not doable for the masses. I knew that. So, but unfortunately, in 2017, Natalie, it was a great story, great run with my success in the essential service industry. But because it was regulated by the monopolies and the government, because it's a regulated industry, cell phones, like the financial services, is also regulated by the governments around the world, right? Our monopolies in country like Canada jeopardized and sabotaged our business because they were losing a lot of customers. So as a matter of fact, 2017, my business literally fell apart. I lost everything because our customers had issues because of the sabotage from the monopolies.
Okay.
Not the company I was representing. The company's still around today after 30 years being in business. But the monopolies in my business was, I would say 70% was in Canada.
Yeah.
So I stepped away.
Okay.
And then I got introduced again to all these product selling companies because everybody knew Trevor D'Silva is no longer with that company of his. And, let's try and, they're looking for talent just like everybody else. I won't say the word recruiting in a harsh way. It's a great way, right? And I always declined their offers. But what I did was I started my own consulting company. And I offered to launch companies globally. And that's because of my experience and my know-who in the industry. I got approached, and I did launch a couple of companies globally, in the network marketing space, and it kind of fell apart because of COVID came along. Yeah. Maybe it was a blessing in disguise. I don't know. I always look at it positively. But along the way, I also started my own consulting company in land development, and I help people to immigrate to Canada. That's what I do.
Amazing. Okay, thank you. So very recently, so where are we very recently? Now, of course, I know where we are very recently, but so now we know Trevor's backstory. He has been doing this for decades. He's selective. He understands a good company from a not so good company from his point of view and from what he understands and what he requires in his life. So I know that a number of months ago, probably about 6-7 months ago now, you were contacted by somebody about a new business online. And let's talk about that now. So let's talk about how you were introduced to Livegood and why, and very importantly, why did you choose Livegood?
Oh, that's a great question, and it's so unbelievable, my journey so far. And yes, Natalie, I'm very selective as to who I represent in business today. And the only reason is it's not just for me, it is for the masses that I introduce people. So I don't want to do something that is just good for me. There's no use, especially in the network marketing industry. Remember, I said it's about duplication. It's about finding a vehicle that the masses can do. Because that's how you have leverage. It's something that's duplicatable, something that's affordable, something that's doable. That's important to me. You understand what I'm saying, right? So I got introduced to Livegood randomly by one of my contacts via email in February. As a matter of fact, it was February. And I just got a random email. Of course, it was somebody that I knew. Obviously, they had my information through my business journey, of course. And he probably said something to the lines that got my attention, saying, something new, need your opinion, something to that effect. And I clicked on that link. And I heard about this whole concept and learned about this incredible man called Ben Glinsky. And I Googled him and I realized, oh, he's an entrepreneur. But I also saw some products there. And I said, is it products? But then I also got to learn through that video when I paid attention that it's not about selling products. It's about value proposition. That was important because I don't think I listened to it the first time and I got it. But when I listened to that video, that 5-minute tour video, it talked about value proposition. And that's when I said, okay, when on the marketing system, which was brilliant, I said, register your name and email address and lock in your spot. And I always knew that timing in business is everything. So, I mean, being an average guy, just heard that line, lock in your spot. I did. I put my name and email address. And then I got into the back office and I looked at all that stuff and I said, I didn't pay much attention, honest to God. I was busy. I was already doing 2 businesses at that time. Mm-hmm. And I really had no intention, but because it came to me and I always never miss opportunities, I clicked on it. And then the next day, Natalie, what really impressed me was the marketing system that came through the company saying, the autoresponder, as I know it is, saying, hey, somebody's joined you and somebody's going to go. It was the power line system. And that intrigued me. As a matter of fact, it probably took me 3 days or 4 days because it was a Thursday, I remember. When I got that email, today's the last day to lock in your spot before you lose people in the matrix. And that's when I went into the back office. I went and I read the compensation plan PDF. And I said, oh, this is not about product. This is about a membership concept. And I did my little due diligence and guess what? It was $40 one time, $10, $9.95. I just paid for it. I said, what do I have to lose? $50. So I did.
Yeah.
Unknowingly, I just paid $50. And it was the end of the week. And the Thursday, I remember. And then I shared this with a few of my friends. And I said, hey, Natalie, here's a link. I joined something. Check it out. If you're interested, sign up. So I think about 8 people signed up just because they got my link from me. And probably they trusted me. And that's what they said. And I said, Trevor, it's good enough for you. They just signed up. I mean, we all have those kind of friends, right? They're not my friends, I suppose. They were like my business contacts. So I just sent it probably to 15 or 20 people. I would say 8 signed up.
Okay.
And then the following week, Natalie, I got paid.
Yeah.
So I got an email from this global e-wallet company because I chose my payment option. Of course, I knew how to do that. And I got an email saying that you got this X amount of dollars in your account. And I said, oh, that $50 program I signed up for. And I literally went through the process, and I thought it was very seamless that it actually went from the global e-wallet into my bank account. So I said, oh, that's brilliant. But I was still busy. I didn't pay much attention. I did talk to a couple of my friends, and they said, hey, what I did, you just do. I send you the link, you do that. And guess what? They all did. And then I had probably about 50 people in the team without me doing much, because those people that I referred, the 8 people, went and told, yeah, they're few friends, you understand?
Yeah.
And then they kept it in touch with the corporate calls, and I did get on those calls. And 2.5 months later, as a matter of fact, end of April. So this I joined in February, but in April, I paid attention. I said, hang on a second, I kept getting paid. Because it wasn't me, it was the few people that I introduced who started introducing a few people. And then I said, hang on, I'm going to take a look at this again. And then I got on the corporate call, and I reached out to not my sponsor, because the person that sent me that, I just couldn't reach him. He just wasn't responding to me, and that's fine. I went to the person above him, which was the platinum at that time, and it was Curry Russell. And Curry Russell gave me his time, and he actually did a call with me, and I told him who I am, and he got to know through the grapevine, I think. And I met, and he shared with me the vision, and that's when I really paid attention. And that's what happened. In April, I literally said, oh, this is what it is, Residual. It's for the masses. It's a membership concept. I have Costco. I use Netflix. I pay for Amazon Prime. Brilliant concept. Absolutely brilliant. I realized there was nothing buy or sell. Yeah. You're just sharing a concept, just like I did in the essential services industry. Remember I said it was for the masses. Anybody can do this. I'm not just looking for talent. I'm looking for anybody and everybody, because everybody has value in what we have with Livegood. Then I realized that everybody's paying the $10, and you get your piece of that, 2.5, that's 25 cents. And it was residual. Because if people have value and they have to pay the $10, why would they not pay? It just makes sense. So the next month I got paid my residual income in the month of May for what I had. And I said, oh. And I realized that my monthly expenses, or my operating cost, was $10.
Right.
So even if I earned $500, my operating cost to generate $500 was $10. That's a great business model. And then I started sharing this with a few more people on Zoom call, working part-time with my 2 traditional businesses, my consulting company. And it wasn't me. It was people that believed, people that trusted, people that saw, people that partnered along with me. Not people that I knew, but people telling people. I just met talent like you along the way. Let's put it that way. Look at your success. I mean, you've never done business before. But why were you successful in that short amount of 30 days? Is because it makes sense. I think it's only the go-givers, because if you're a giver, you go out and share. And that's what I believe in. If you have a product or service or an opportunity that you're willing to go out and tell the masses, like if you know the cure for cancer, why would you shut up? We have the cure for poverty right now. We're transforming people's lives. We're impacting the world. OMG. And the business model is just the refer to and help those 2 to find that 2, and the power of 2, telling 2. It's so doable. Everybody knows 2 people. You get my drift?
I do.
So why Livegood? And I just found the right vehicle. You remember I said, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
I missed my residual income after 2017 when my business fell apart. Creating hours for dollars and earning linear income was not what I wanted, but I had to do what it takes. And today, we are so blessed. The team has grown exponentially. We've reached out pretty much about, 30, 35 countries through the team. It wasn't me. It's not me. It's about the team. Nothing's about you. It's all about the team.
Yeah.
And I'm just grateful that I found talent. Not through me, but through the team again. Because it's not who you know, Natalie. It's not about Trevor knowing people. It's about who knows who, the power of that. And once you understand that, and you understand what you truly have as a gift, and if you were blessed, like I was blessed by the person who introduced me, I feel blessed. I just shared my blessing. And if you choose to do that for a $10 a month operating cost for a global business, besides all the tax write-offs, Natalie, oh
Right.
my God, think about the possibilities are endless.
Yeah. I love it when I hear you talking about Livegood, because it just, every single time, it just brings up more excitement in me, because it's so powerful to hear somebody who knows the industry very, very well be this excited about Livegood. I think that is so, well, it just gets me fired up, to be honest, because I think if Trevor's this excited and he has been there and done that and seen so much, then we need to listen. We need to be excited. And let's be honest, Trevor, how quickly did it take you to get to diamond rank with Livegood?
I think it doesn't matter about the time. It's about finding the right leadership. I just found some amazing people. And I mean, every single person that I have or has been part of our team are incredible human beings. They're just super great people. It's just that sometimes life gets in the way of what but I found some right people. I found this amazing young man, Johnny DeMoss in Australia. I just befriended people online because I'm not a social media kind of guy, but I started making a little new friends. And because don't forget, I also tarnished my name in the industry. I mean, I stopped the financial industry. I stopped and I literally stepped away from my essential services company. You understand? So I kind of, people judge you. So it's not that I've been in the industry that I just knew people all around and get started. No, it's a challenge because people look at you differently and say, hey, he let us down. It wasn't me that let her down. It was the monopolies, and people just don't understand. But people are there, people are people. So I haven't touched anybody from my previous companies. And the reason is because I respect the founders of that company. Totally changed my life. And I made a commitment that I would not go and get people from that company over to what I do. It's just not ethical. So I started building new friends and making new friends. And that's what I love. And through social media, just adding new friends. And I get this amazing guy online who's in Australia, Johnny DeMoss. He's like one of the most incredible human being because he's coachable and teachable. He just followed what I kind of tried to help him with. He because every leader, Natalie, a leader is identified as being coachable and teachable. Those are the two traits of a leader. He was. And today he's got like 3 platinums and his team is like close to like 2,000. I found another incredible young lady. Her name is Gloria McDonald. She's an online marketer. She went out and she just followed what I said. And she just got started. And she did a Zoom call. She invited a few people because that's the power of duplication, is on a Zoom call.
Yeah.
Just that 5-minute video, everybody's not a Trevor. Everybody will not comprehend. But on a Zoom call, when you explain to them who we are, what we do, how we do, why we do, like Gloria McDonald did, in 6 hours, she got to the gold position. We had over 100 people. In 6 days, she got to like her team of over 500. And it was only because she was coachable. She just did a Zoom call. She just got everybody working smart.
Yeah.
Same thing with Johnny DeMoss. And then we got another amazing man. My other brother here in Toronto was a very senior, respectful gentleman in the industry, Rob Chahal. He went out and did share a few people, and he had some health challenges, so it kind of had some setbacks, but his team is growing up as well. So it took me about like 5 months from literally starting, like I said, April, May, June, July, August, September. And by default, but I just didn't get to the minimum, because going to the minimum to get to the diamond rank is not really the best thing. So I didn't want to just do it with 2,500. It was literally over 6,000 in the team, because achieving a rank with momentum, and now your team is literally exponentially growing, that's the magic. The foundation in anything in life, whether it's business or a 50-story skyscraper, it is the foundation. Once your foundation is solid, and that's what I emphasize on with the team right now, you can do the floors. That'd be no problem. So in business too, you got to build a solid foundation. It takes time, and that's okay. But
Yeah.
once it starts, you can't stop it.
Yeah.
It is exciting, super exciting.
It really is exciting. I'm super excited, and I'm just so blessed and so glad that I met you and I reached out, and you've been an incredible mentor to me. I mean, we've worked so closely together now, and I am absolutely following your lead. And my success has been, it's surprised me, it's surprised me, and it's just been fun. And yeah, if anybody that's watching this is interested and intrigued, there's my information is always down below. And if you work with me, you work with Trevor. So we are absolutely in the same team, and we work together multiple times a week, don't we, Trevor? On the Zoom calls.
Yeah, Natalie, it's all about paying it forward, right? You got to understand that somebody helped me, somebody reached out to me, somebody took me by the hand, somebody coached me, somebody gave me the time of day. And my mission right now is to go out and reach out and help others. As long as you raise your hand up, I'm there. You take one step, I take two. That's the deal. If you take no step, I take no step. Is that fair? I mean, I say it all the time, but and for everybody listening to our our conversation here with Natalie and me, it's not about us, it's about you. It's about, what do you want from your life? I mean, you heard my story. I had a strong why. I'm an immigrant to a brand new country, came with a suitcase and a wife for starting life.
Yeah.
I mean, my why was very, very strong and very, it was unbelievable. And today I'm here to reach out to every single person that's listening to our conversation. It is not to impress you, but it's to impress upon you that, yes, there are people like the Natalies and the Trevors and a lot of people around the world to help you to achieve your goals and your dreams with, right now, the vehicle of Livegood. Because, Natalie, the exciting part is not where we are today. Look at the momentum.
Yeah.
We have documentation saying that Business from Home documents us that we are one of the fastest growing company in just 10 months. But the exciting part is where we are going. That is super exciting because, I mean, think about, that's how life should be. It's not what you plan for today. It's the vision, it's the mission, it is the long term. And that is super exciting about what we have as a gift with Livegood.
Yes.
And God bless. And I just pray and just bless the founders, Mr. Ben Glinsky and his vision for creating something that has never been done before.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think it would be a good ending sort of note, really, to discuss maybe, now you've mentioned the vision. We really want to help people to understand that this isn't going to be an overnight get rich quick scheme, but what we have, and if you do understand the power of this, and Trevor does because he's seen companies grow before, let's hear it in Trevor's words. What is the vision that you see with Livegood, and why are you so excited today? And you can explain to, you have people coming on that are like me, that are newbies, so you do have to explain to us. You've got to be able to see what's coming. Don't give up before you hit goals, literally, as a rank or as in a theory. So let's talk about that, please.
Yeah, I mean, it's so well said, Natalie. A lot of people in today's world have just given up in life. People have just dreamt, their dreams are shattered. I mean, I went through that. I went through adversity. I did extremely well with my essential services business. And then I lost it. I was down at ground bottom. Imagine once you achieve a lifestyle with you and your family and you you give up. It wasn't just me giving up, it's because of circumstances, right? A lot of people have given up in life. People have just said, okay, this is just the way life should be. No. But if you partner with us, with Livegood, I promise you, alongside with Natalie and all the leaders in our entire team, we've got amazing people. I mean, I cannot go around talking about the names, but we're all there to help you. We're all there to help you achieve your goals, because it's not about us, it's about you. That's number one. Number two is Livegood's vision with the economy of the subscription model is the future. If you really understand Uber just launched their subscription model. Elon Musk is talking about Twitter on a subscription model. Why? Because of fixed capital revenue for all these subscription companies. Livegood is the only company in the world that profit shares its revenue. Think about it. The most important thing is that we've got so many industries because Livegood is an online platform, Natalie. I mean, if people just understand, we are an online platform. So we can literally put any product or service on that platform, including potato chips.
Mm.
If we decide with Livegood organic potato chips, guess what? They could be on our platform. Just like McDonald's. McDonald's does not sell the best burger, but because they are franchised so worldwide, McDonald's is the fastest growing company in the world, not because of the burger. Not because like they are the ketchup, the largest ketchup distributor in the world, or the toy distributor in the world. You know, the kids' toys?
Yeah.
McDonald's is because they are franchised so
Okay.
exponentially on the global scale. So with Livegood, because we have an online platform, we will be the fastest growing company in every sector of the world. And you and me can be part of that growth because timing is everything. And the world doesn't know what we have. And it's for us to go out and share this. And I think that success is just a byproduct of just being part of Livegood. Because of the compensation plan, I don't think there's any way you can lose money. And with the right vehicle, with the right leadership, with the right coaching, mentoring, we are there to help you every single way. Right over the top to crown diamond. Let's go. I think so.
Amazing. Well, I think that is an epic place to end this interview. I really want to thank you once again, Trevor. I think we have really just had such a good conversation today. And we've really talked about the power of network marketing, leverage, finding the right vehicle, working for yourself, tax benefits, having a home-based business, and of course, the power of Livegood. It's the right time, it's the right place. It's an incredible vehicle with awesome opportunities. And yeah, I mean, you can see by me and Trevor and how excited we are that that is contagious for you as well. And if you are interested, then of course, come along and find out some more. Just find out some more. Why not? So thank you, Trevor. Is there any final words you'd like to have, or are you happy to end it here?
You know what, Nadia, thank you again. And thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for your believing in others. And I see your servant heart and mentality. And for all the people that are on this channel, understand it's not about me. It's not about Natalie. It's about you. And if you believe and just give us a chance, I promise you, alongside with Natalie and all our leaders here in our entire team, we are here to help you. We're here to serve. Have a great afternoon, good evening, good morning. God bless. Thank you, Natalie.
Thanks so much.